Welcome to Onslow County Today. I'm your host, Lisa Whitman-Grice, and today represents a really special time in the life of Onslow County Today. It marks our 25th anniversary of bringing the stories of Onslow County to you, our community. Today we have a jam-packed group roster of guests, everyone from our Onslow County manager talking about the future of our county, our Onslow County sheriff. You're going to hear him say there's an app for that. To visiting with folks from Park and Rec, the library, the museum, a vast array of county services that we are happy to share with you on Onslow County Today. Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us is one of our favorite friends, LaQuisha Cadwallader from Onslow County Park and Recreation. And LaQuisha, you've brought a new face to join us.
I did.
Please introduce our new Park and Rec friend.
This is our Athletic Division Manager, Mr. Luis Renville.
Luis, welcome to Onslow County Today.
Glad to be here.
Now, we brought the gang here because this is a very special month in the life of Park and Recreation. LaQuisha, what are we celebrating?
We are celebrating the 40th year of Parks and Recreation Month.
That is phenomenal. And here in Onslow County, our parks are spread across the county, offering opportunities for our families. And you all are going to take the show on the road a little bit with this commemoration. What are some of the things? How are you all celebrating Park and Recreation Month?
We're going to showcase all 5 of our parks this month in July, just showcasing all the hard work that our maintenance staff does to upkeep them, make them pretty and clean and safe for everyone. So we are going to take the show on the road. We're going to do a couple things at all of our park, like Chalk the Walk, paint in the park, picnic in the park, and kickball in the park. So we have a lot of different things planned.
You know, Luis, the beauty of our parks is that there is such variety in landscape, variety in activities. You know, here at Richland Steed Park, we've got disc golf, and then you go to OPP and you've got nature trails. I mean, everything offers something special. You're new to Onslow County Park and Recreation.
I am, yes.
What have you loved to learn working with these awesome folks?
Well, I've been so fortunate enough to have come aboard an awesome team here with the Recreation Department, and I think I enjoy the idea of, you know, each community having their own hub for a park, and then all of them being kind of specific to the community there. So I think that's an amazing thing you guys have here.
Well, we are really fortunate, LaQuisha. I mean, the literal thousands of acres that you all operate and maintain, from Hines Farm to Hubert bypass. Yes. I mean, it's a little bit of something at every one. Talk a little bit about why that is so special to Onslow County, but also the fact that it's just going to get better.
It is going to get better, and we're very excited for what's to come. We have a lot of things in store and a lot of things planned. We love it because it services every part of our community, from Richlands to Sneeze Ferry to Onslow Pines Park, and even Hubert. Deppy Park, it sits kind of by itself, but we like to be able to service that part of the community as well.
And it's so pretty, and the partnership there with the forest and I mean, those trees are pretty phenomenal out there. Plus, some of our parks have already gotten a little bit of a facelift, right?
They have, yes. We had Stump Sound Park has gotten a facelift. We got a brand new playground out there for everyone to enjoy, and it stays busy.
Well, it is beautiful. I mean, I love to spend time at all of our parks. Now, LaQuisha, I know that this week, especially this week that we're talking, is one of your biggest events of the year.
Yes.
Talk to us about Freedom Festival.
Freedom Fest is underway. It's all planned out, and we are looking forward to a great time. It's going to be that Friday on July 4th from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. We have free amusements, face painting. Some bands are going to be there, live entertainment. The band should have been Cowboys, the band Soul Psychedelic Orchestra, just all the things, all the fun, food vendors, exhibitors, just a fun day.
I want to do a mashup. Should have been Cowboys and Soul Psychedelic. I mean, that is phenomenal. What great entertainment you all have on board.
Yes.
And that is just really, like, get there early, there'll be food vendors, but also bring, food, sunscreen.
Bring sunscreen.
It is
absolutely.
It is a hot day.
Yes. You can bring your lawn chairs, blankets. Yes.
It is just such a beautiful night. I mean, it's just one of my favorite celebrations.
Yes, ma'am.
And Louise, with that, you also have got some athletic activities coming up.
We do. So currently, right now, we're in our All-Star tournament, and the winner from our All-Star team will then represent Onslow County in our Crystal Coast tournament that will be taking place July 17th, where we invite other teams throughout the state to come and visit us.
It's that time of year.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and we are so fortunate to be able to celebrate America's birthday.
Yes.
We've got baseball, kickball, and great parks all over. LaQuisha, as always, folks want to know all about the great things you all are doing. What is the best way to learn?
Best way to learn is to check out Facebook. We're going to update you, especially for the different events for Parks and Rec Month, where you can come, where you can enjoy all these events. Visit us on our Facebook page. Also, Rec Desk, onslow.recdesk.com is a great resource to find out time, place, and prices for things.
Fantastic. I did say that I was going to give a little plug. I'm participating in one of your great workshops. I don't know, pickleball might be a big part of my future.
All right.
But what a great way to just get out and experience Onslow County Park and Recreation. Louise, welcome to Onslow County and Onslow County Park and Recreation. And LaQuisha, as always, thank you for all that you do.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Miss Lisa.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us now is Mr. David Smitherman, Onslow County Manager. Mr. Smitherman, thank you for being here today.
Yeah, thank you.
It is officially fiscal year 25-26. But as we always say, the planning for fiscal years never begins and never ends. It's just an ongoing process. And for Onslow County, this has been a busy, busy season in planning for not just the fiscal year and our fiscal health here in the county, but just in general, who we are becoming. Talk a little bit about the vision that the board and your leadership team has been crafting for the county.
We have been planning for July 1, 2025 for about 20 months now. It has been a long journey where we have established a vision for the county. We have established strategic priorities. We have established our short-term and long-term goals. We have established our plan of finance. And finally, effective today, we are living into a new era of Onslow County, and the board has provided us a vision of what we are trying to achieve, and we now have a program of work and a program of finance to make those things happen.
And as you say, this has been a 20-month process, building out. But it's also about the creative spirit that you are bringing to the county. One of the things I know that you've talked a lot about is the idea of the innovation lab and really being the best innovative, efficient county that we can be, but always with a mind for what the citizens need and want. Talk a little bit about that.
We have ahead of us, and we have already entered a period of dramatic change in this community where growth is driving the decision making. Our goal is to be ahead of the growth and implement decisions that will make growth easier to absorb. We have to change as an organization, and we are changing as an organization to prepare for that and to ensure that we are providing the resources in a manner and quantity and quality necessary to satisfy this increasing demand. The only way we can change quickly is not through natural evolution. We have to push our organization into a new mindset. And we're using the Onslow Innovation Lab as the way we improve the efficiency and process of providing services by utilizing technology that we already own, by using a critical eye to our business processes and making sure that step A, B, C, and D still makes sense, and that we figure out how to provide that as efficiently and quickly as necessary so that we aren't the reason that growth is negative or stymied. The best example of that is that we have gone to a complete automated planning and permitting process. Effective July 1, you can do all of your work to get a building permit online now. We also have had approved in the General Assembly just in the last weeks a special act, local act, to allow the planning board to take action on things such as rezonings, which eliminates a step and also eliminates several weeks and cost in getting development permits in the county. We know that the economy here is driven by tourism and development.
Yes.
And we do not need to be we are the valve in that pipeline, and we want to make sure the valve is wide open and we are able to get this work done efficiently and with as little negative impact as possible to the community.
Well, you know, and you say that, you know, the idea of being, get in front of this growth and be prepared. It's not a matter of playing catch up anymore. It's about being in flow, going with it and being ready for what comes next.
Yes.
Always prepared rather than wait, let's catch up.
What we don't want to do, you know, I think Hempstead is a good example of what we don't want to do. We don't want to have an urban county. We don't want to become some places that, like Chesterfield County, Virginia, outside of Richmond, where you can't move in the afternoon because of the way growth has been concentrated in these rural areas. We want to be much more thoughtful about how this happens. We want to understand the impacts on the environment. We're looking now at how we reduce the negative impact to our waterways of this growth. For example, we plan to propose, and haven't even told the Board of Commissioners yet, that as we embark upon a new indoor recreation center, as we embark upon a new community hub or several hubs, and we embark upon major parks improvements, that we do it in an ecologically sensitive manner, that we eliminate impervious surfaces as much as possible, and that we show the community and set an example of how to develop in concert and awareness of our impacts. And we have a lot of projects. The board has charged us with developing a new indoor recreation facility, and we are working on that today. We are going to rehouse this museum and our main library in downtown Jacksonville in a unique concept called a community hub. We are dramatically improving our efforts on strategic communications and improving how we communicate with citizens and how we accept and utilize feedback from the community. And then finally, we plan on improving all of our park systems. We know that we're the youngest county in North Carolina, and we have to have amenities for those young families. We also know we are a rapidly increasing retirement community, and we want to improve our services for our seniors. And for all of this to take place, the board has put forward and adopted a strategic plan that is guiding our efforts for the next 5 years. And I encourage all of our citizens to go online or pick up a copy of the strategic plan, and they will know exactly what the Board of Commissioners, how the Board of Commissioners are driving the county to prepare for the future.
Well, I think, you know, having those plans available has been terrific, but the community has been invited and engaged throughout this process as well. And I think for the first time, really, there's a deep understanding and a real concerted effort to understand who Onslow County is and who our citizens are as a place. It's recognizing, like you said, the ecological awareness of the ecosystems and the beautiful natural landscape, and then the cultural landscape of who makes up Onslow County. You've said more than a year ago, we're going to make Onslow County the coastal community of choice. How do you feel about that plan as we're going forward? Because people are moving here every day, and it looks like they're choosing us.
Yeah, they've discovered us,
Yeah.
and we're a very unique community. The military influence makes us diverse in a very unique way. We have lots of people from other places, and it brings a very unique fabric, and it's a fabric that is going to continue to diversify. And we have to embrace that. And we're not, I was here 16 years ago as the interim county manager, and we're not the same community. We're not the same community that we were then. And that realization is our baseline that we're working from. We have to address the changes that are happening around us.
Well, we know that this is a very busy season in your life, in the life of the county, and we're grateful that you've taken the time. If there was one thing you would share with our viewers about engaging with us, about how to find out more about us, how to learn about, and really be involved in the process going forward, what would you say to them?
We have quite a few different ways that we've been reaching out to the community. Currently, we are getting ready to embark on a fire system strategic plan, and we want to hear from the citizens. And we will have community forums, we will have survey instruments, we will be, our consultant and us will be in the fire departments, we will be talking to the municipalities, we will be talking to the base. And there's always ways in what we're doing to participate. In our strategic communications plan, we will create new vehicles for community participation. We want to understand the challenges in our community and figure out what is our role and how do we best address those. So our door and our ears are always open.
Fantastic. Mr. Smitherman, thank you so much. Happy new fiscal year. We appreciate that. And we look forward to having you here in the future to talk about how things are progressing with all of these great plans.
I'll come back in 6 months.
Very good.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us now is the Honorable Christopher Thomas, Sheriff of Onslow County. Sir, welcome back to Onslow County Today. We appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.
So we were just chatting off camera about the history and legacy of the Onslow County Sheriff's Office, the tradition from the colonial period forward and all the names. But you're here today to talk about Onslow County in the 21st century and beyond, because the Onslow County Sheriff's Office has their very own app.
We do. It's called the Onslow County Sheriff's app. You can download it and you can get a lot of information right at your fingertips, information that traditionally you would have to call our office and get a hold of some of our personnel to ask for. And now you can do it, you can download it and do it from your palm of your hand.
I want to ask a couple of questions because one, I think about the innovation of that and this idea of accessibility to information. One, where did this sort of spring forth, the idea for it? And then two, what sorts of information can we find on the app?
Well, I mean, it seems like everything is an app for these days. I mean, you got apps for insurance, you just different things. And they have been popping up in law enforcement across the country. And I happened to learn about them and got looking into it, and that's what kind of sparked it.
Yeah.
But you can get a lot of information. If you want to know what the Sheriff's Office policy is on the use of force, you can go to that app and go to policies, search it. There it is. It's right there available for the public. It's public record. If you want to know if you're someone you know is in jail, you can go to the jail information app and you can look at every inmate in our facility. You can see their name, their photo, their charges, and their bond amount is right there at your fingertips. If you want to know about visitation, that schedule is in there. You can look at it through that. You can look at missing persons. We have apps for missing persons. You can learn about the Sheriff's Office itself. through the app. If you're going out of town and you want your residence checked, you can go right to the app. You can complete the form there and submit it to us, and we'll check your residence while you're gone. It's a lot of information. Cold cases, we're working on getting that information filled out in the app currently, but there's a ton of stuff you can get on it. You can sign up for alerts.
Okay.
You can choose like weather alerts. If there's a bad traffic accident or a road is closed, we'll send an alert out on that. It'll pop up on there and it'll notify you. You can get your notifications through the app.
I'm thinking about, one, the vast role of the Sheriff's Office in Onslow County, and also the vast size and the coverage of the county from one end to the other, one side to the other. And you all have provided an opportunity and a way to access all of those services at the touch of a button, essentially.
We're trying to get it where if you live in the furthest reach of the county, or if you live away from the sheriff's office, that you can get a lot of your information without having to ask, or without having to drive to the sheriff's office. You can do it right there from that app. You can do permitting, concealed carry permitting on that app. Public information request on that app.
This is an incredible. I'm also trying to imagine what the sheriffs who came before you might think of something of this nature. And while we always think about the folks from the past thinking, oh, I don't know what that is, I bet they would love it. The idea of efficiency and accessibility.
Yeah. Well, if you currently, if you want to know who's in jail, you have to call the jail. You have to get transferred to our booking desk. You have to get a booking officer or a desk officer to pick up the phone. You got to ask him the question. He's got to go search for it, and he's got to give you the public information.
Right.
You don't have to do that now. You just click the app, and there it is.
Click the app, and the ease of accessibility and information at your fingertips. Sheriff, your office has made such great strides. Recently, we've talked about your opioid program and your counseling programs, the in-house programs that you all are doing. Your information officer who's provided that. And I saw on your Facebook site, and one thing I just want to ask about is you recently had your youth academy, Sheriff's Office Academy this summer, and those kids look like, one, they were having a great time, but learning so much. Talk about creating, this app is connection, and you're also creating connection with the community, especially the younger generation.
Well, the key for us is access and knowledge. I want folks to know exactly what their sheriff's office does. And as far as the youth program or the summer youth program we do, I want them to know what we do. I want them to know that they can come to us if they have a problem. A lot of these young people that sign up for it, have dreams of being in law enforcement or public service in some manner, and it gives them a chance to see that. But this app blends into that. They are no young person that does not, have an app or cell phone that they're looking at every day, and it kind of blends together for me. It provides that transparency for the sheriff's office, freedom of access, freedom of information. So.
Right here, right in the palm of your hand.
Yep, I heard them say there's an app for that, and there apparently is.
There is. Well, Sheriff Thomas, it is always a pleasure to talk with you. Thank you for bringing this innovation to Onslow County and this accessibility and all that you and everyone at the Sheriff's Office does to keep everyone safe, and we thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us is Emily Morrison from the Onslow County Cooperative Extension Office. Emily, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Emily, we want to talk about your Master Gardener program. Everybody dreams of a beautiful yard or a beautiful garden, and your Master Gardeners are the folks who at least let us aspire to. But if not, they're the great folks to go to for a resource. Talk what the Master Gardener is all about for Onslow County Cooperative Extension and how we might participate, how we might join in.
Yeah, so the Extension Master Gardener program. It's a state program, so a lot of the other counties have programs. We have a really awesome program here in Onslow County. We've got a strong group of volunteers, close to 50 right now.
Wow.
So these are community members who have a passion for gardening, but also for helping others. So they're trained to understand how to provide research-based information. And they helped to expand my reach to help folks with their lawn and garden questions.
Well, if someone wanted to sign up to join the ranks of your Master Gardeners, there is an extensive training program that's involved because you want to, again, it's research-based, best information possible. You have a class coming up soon. How do we get involved? How do we sign up to learn about how to be a Master Gardener?
Definitely. So if you go to our extension web page, there's a lot of information there that has, class details, the dates. There is an application that you can download from that website, and that's going to be due by July 21st.
Okay.
So, that gives me time to get ready for the class. It actually starts in August, and it runs from August 19th through October 9th.
Okay, August 19th through October 9th, okay?
Yes, and it runs 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 to 12. So it is a fairly big time commitment, but we are going to learn a lot. We cover you can see our textbook there. So we learn, we teach about soils and composting and vegetable gardening, growing fruits, lawn care, wildlife, pollinators, all kinds of topics. And it's all based for North Carolina climate and growing conditions. So that's really what makes Extension special, is that we help folks where they are. So if you go to the internet and you look for gardening information, it's very broad. It could be for another part of the country. So what we do is we make it accessible to people for where they are.
Right, so we're all either online looking, at Pinterest about, oh, that's a beautiful rose and that's a beautiful tree, but it'll never grow here. I mean, that particular variety. Or, we all aspire to have these beautiful things, but you're giving us lots of practical so that we don't wind up disappointed, right? We don't plant that tree that won't flourish.
Definitely,
right?
Yes. And all of the information is based on research that NC State University or NC A&T are doing about, best practices or new varieties of plants, new ways of pest management. And so it's all very practical and science-based.
Now, again, we want to remind people, one, it's a commitment of time, right? There's a registration fee. You get this incredible resource manual and the connection in the class. But the commitment doesn't stop after you finish your Master Gardener class, because your folks continue to be a real part of your information core there.
Correct, yes. So it is a volunteer training program. So, we do offer other gardening classes for the community, but this class is really to train volunteers who will then give back. In the first year of, their participation, they have a 40-hour commitment of volunteer service. And there's lots of ways they can do it, whether it's working in our discovery gardens or, teaching youth about gardening. We have a program called Bucket Brigade that's in partnership with the Salvation Army, and we provide free grow buckets and vegetable plants, and we help lower income folks learn how to grow produce at home. So that's just the tip of the iceberg. We have a lot of other things too.
Well, it's wonderful to watch, and you see Master Gardeners. You go to the farmer's market and they're there with information, or like you said, or you go to the county fair and they have these beautiful displays that they've created. But most importantly, when you call the plant clinic or you pick up the phone and you call Cooperative Extension and say, my azaleas are ugly. What have I done wrong? They're there.
Correct.
Right? These are the folks that are there. Well, I can't let you get away, Emily, without asking a few of these questions that we are all dealing with right now. First and foremost, Emily, it is hot and my hydrangeas are not happy
Right.
with the heat. My lime lights are gorgeous. My pretty purple ones are a little So really, what do we all think about? I mean, it's 95, it's 100.
Yeah.
It has not really rained, you know, that much. What are some things we can think about, especially with the heat, for our own safety and for the beauty of our gardens?
Definitely, yeah. So, yeah, it seemed like we had tons of rain and then it just kind of cut off when it got super hot. So, yeah, so your plants will be stressed, not just from lack of water, but just the heat in general. So, you know, some things you can do is think about watering deeply early in the morning. That way most of the water is actually getting down in the ground and not just evaporating. So don't be running your sprinklers during the heat of the day. That's not effective. Something else you can do is properly mulching around your plants and your garden plants in the ground. You know, not piling it up and smothering them, but providing that mulch can help keep the soil underneath cooler and also hold some of that moisture in. And then you don't want to do anything like giving lots of fertilizer or pruning your plants right now is not the best time, because that, you know, you kind of want to just let your plants survive these really stressful conditions.
Just like us in this heat.
Correct.
Just be still for a little while.
Yes.
Stay cool, and we'll wait.
Exactly.
Just let it kind of. And the other thing is, you know, we all love a pretty lawn, especially, but mowing too, especially in this heat, stresses our grass, right? We talk a little bit about what we want to remember about blade height and things like that.
Well, definitely. I think the number one thing that we do wrong is we mow our grass too short. So keeping in mind, and NC State has some really helpful lawn maintenance calendars for your different types of grass, and they'll tell you what's the recommended mowing height. You know, I think one hard thing is if you don't have irrigation, you know, just accepting that your lawn is going to get a little brown, it's going to go dormant, but as long as it was healthy to begin with, it'll make it through. Because if you go out and you just give it little bits of water, that's actually worse than just letting it go dormant. So that's something else to keep in mind.
That is just a little bit of the great things that we learn as master gardeners and through cooperative extension. Emily, I always learn something. That is the role of extension, right?
It is.
It is the role of extension, is to provide that information. For folks, again, who want to learn more about how to know all this and more, how to become a master gardener, how can they best reach you?
So probably, you know, email is a great way to reach, because I am in and out of the office. And you can find that on our extension website, which is onslow.ces.ncsu.edu. And there's a staff tab, and you can find all of our contact information there. You can also call our office, which is 910-455-5873. Or you can stop in, and you know, we have always somebody there in the office who can get you in the right direction.
Fantastic. Well, Emily, it is always a joy to talk with you. We want folks to learn more about the sort of that landscape of Onslow and what will grow here, so that they're not sad if their roses wilt. But thank you, Emily, for everything that you all do. And we hope that folks will learn more about becoming a master gardener.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us now is Marie Gibson with Onslow County Animal Services. Marie, how are you?
I'm good, Miss Lisa. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for joining us again. We want to talk about, and I want to get the acronym correct, TNVR.
Yes, ma'am.
Now tell us what that stands for.
So that stands for trap, neuter / spay, vaccinate, and release or return.
Now, this is really this new sort of approach to controlling pet populations for public safety, for their safety, and talk a little bit about how this is working in animal services and the partners that you all have.
Yes. So it takes a village, that's for sure, with all the cats that we have in Onslow County. We solely do our TNR program through Paws for Purpose.
Okay.
We got a grant back in February where Best Friends Animal Society reached out and wanted to help us out with our cat population. They gave the grant to Paws for Purpose, and so they go out, they trap, neuter, vaccinate, and release them back, or bring them to us if they're little and cute so we can adopt them out to a forever family.
Well, fantastic. And right, the idea is this creates a sort of a different approach to these, you know, they're referred to all kinds of things, but this idea of cat colonies, these large populations of feral or semi-feral cats that are in pods, if you will, or I guess clouders, right? Cats are called clouders around the county, and the best way to control them is making sure that we're limiting the population.
So the biggest thing that we like to say is, so we don't necessarily like to call them feral cats per se. We like to call them our community cats.
Community cats.
Because they live in our community. Our community takes care of them. They're well loved. They just, sometimes you need a little extra help getting them fixed and, you know, vaccinated, making sure everybody stays healthy all around.
And that's just it, really. This is a health consideration, right? This is for the health of the community and the health of the cats.
Yes, exactly.
Now, we know that spring and summer is also a really challenging time because we do see, you know, I've heard it referred to as kitten season.
Oh, yes.
and talk about why this is the time that the community can best help you all.
So kitten season goes from March essentially to about October.
Okay.
It's kind of a never-ending battle with us. As long as it is nice outside, cats are out there and they are ready to have the babies and just continue to have them until they get fixed and we do the proper things that we need to do to make sure that we're not overpopulating, because we are extremely overpopulated. And the best way that we've found to reduce the population is to do the TNR, is getting them fixed, getting them ear tipped, making sure that they're vaccinated and like they're vaccinated against rabies and distemper, and we're not sharing any extra germs or anything in the other cat population, and making sure that the cats are like healthy and living for long times, but they're fixed so they're not continually giving us more babies we don't already need.
All right. Now, you also mentioned there's release and return.
Yes.
But also some of those kittens or cats do come back to you all for adoption.
Yes.
And you all have the best Facebook presence. I mean, anybody who does not rush down to Animal Services and adopt a forever family friend, you all are very tempting with these beautiful cats. Talk about that relationship, because these kitty cats, they want a home. They want that cozy place to hang out, right?
Exactly, yes ma'am. So the biggest part is, and I would have to say, we couldn't do it without the community and the other members in the community that are also helping us with the TNR. So like Adoption First helps us with TNR. They're very, very determined and have the same path as we do when it comes to getting these cats fixed, making sure they're healthy and making sure that we're not overdoing with the population. They have feral clinics on Fridays. We have Ideal Pet Care, that is a local veterinary place. It does Mondays, generally Mondays or Fridays for feral clinics. So there's so many resources now than just Paws for Purpose. It did start with just Paws for Purpose doing TNR, but they come and do TNR. There's so many other resources. Everything's on our website. We try to keep things more motivated and more up to date as we go. But when it comes to the overall of like us preparing and like taking in a cat from being TNR'd and like making sure they're loved and they're ready to go up for adoption and go to their forever home, it's just like that extra step that we can help.
That is phenomenal. Well, Marie, how can we all learn more about how we can help you or how we can assist you with the program?
So one of the biggest things right now in our new physical year coming up in the book, you can see and read all about our new like programs and things that we're doing thanks to the lovely management and commissioners of our county. So a lot of it's in there. Most of it is on our website, on the Onslow County Animal Services website. There's a cat resources page, tells you all about TNR, all about everybody that's helping, and other resources and places that you can go, as well as on our website, and you can also call us.
Fantastic. Well, Marie, thank you. Thank you for everything that you all do at Animal Services. We know that you do this with compassion and love for those community members that are maybe four-legged, a little furry. So we
Yes,
thank
ma'am.
you all for everything that you do. And we look forward to visiting with you in the future.
Thank you. We couldn't do it without everyone, really. All hands on deck, essentially.
Thank you, Marie. That's awesome.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us now is Alexis Williams and Donna Coulter from Onslow County Department of Social Services. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you for having us, Lisa.
Thank you for having us.
Donna, you and I, we go way back. We've had these wonderful conversations, and you've brought one of your newer team members, Alexis, here today. We're talking about how we can best, how you all best prepare foster families and the work that they do with the children here in Onslow County. So Alexis, I would love for you to talk a little bit about the programming and curriculum, because nobody is born a perfect parent.
Yes.
No parent.
Right.
And so we can all learn. Talk a little bit about the curriculum that you all have developed so that they can best meet the needs of the children that they welcome into their families.
Yes, so we use a curriculum called TIPS MAPS. That is a 30-hour curriculum that the foster parents undergo in order to meet licensure for the state of North Carolina. TIP MAPS stands for Trauma-Informed Partnerships for Safety and Permanence, and it is a model approach for parenting and partnership.
You know, when we do welcome these children into our home, when foster families welcome in children into their home, we really don't know their whole story, right? How can we know their experiences or the things that they might have witnessed or felt? And so this really does help us understand things from their perspective. Is this the goal? Is this how we're helping our foster families best be equipped?
Yes, so the curriculum is designed to essentially teach them the skills, and also for us as an agency and for them to make an informed decision to see if this is best for them at that time, or if we are the best agency for them. So the curriculum is designed to give them kind of an insight on what fostering is and what it looks like, and how they can best support the children throughout the process.
Donna, you have done this, you know, for a while, and talk a little bit about how this approach has really changed the way in which we look at foster families and the way in which we look at foster parenting, because this is really from the eyes of the children for the really approach. How has that made a difference in the lives of our foster families?
I think with TIPS MAP, it centers on the trauma that the children have been experiencing, and it gives, this class gives an overview of some of the traumas children have experienced, whether it's abuse or neglect, the experiences that they've had, and how to help manage some of those behaviors, how to gain resources to help support the children in their healing process. So it's more than just parenting. It's about helping them navigate that healing process.
Now, I love that. You know, we've all changed our language, right? Instead of saying, "What is wrong with you?" we now really say, "What has happened in your life?" When we think about, you know, our ACEs scores, those things that we've all experienced, it may for the parents also give them some insight into their own behaviors and their own ideas and ideals about what family looks like. Alexis, talk a little bit about how important it is to these families to know, to be a successful foster parent, to be a successful parent. How have they shared with you how important this support is?
Teamwork is very, very important throughout the whole process of fostering. our foster families always come to us for support, whether it be with parenting or with just different advice in general. I do think that they have emphasized the importance of the relationship that we have created and the partnerships throughout even the court process as well. So, yeah.
Well, you know, the idea for people who might be considering being a foster parent, who've said, I don't know if this, I feel maybe called to do this, but I'm a little bit on the fence. They're not in this alone, are they?
No, they're not in this alone. That's why we emphasize the importance of the decision-making piece and the mutual assessment piece, so we can see if it's best for them, even if it's not at this time, whether it's a later time. So it is important for them to undergo that assessment piece as well, so we can make that decision together.
Together, and I think, Donna, that's what this is all about, right? We've all used that phrase, it takes a village. We've all, you know, we're not in this alone, and this infrastructure that you all are building for your foster families. Donna, when we think about the children in Onslow County that are in need of foster families, how many children do we have at this point that are within that system who need a home or who we want to bring into families?
We currently have a little over 100 children, but that number ebbs and flows because we just had a court week. And so there are children who are being reunited with their families, but we still need licensed foster families in Onslow County. We know that partnership is a process, and so we're asking for our community to help support the children who are in the custody of Onslow County and work with them and allow children to remain here in Onslow County. You know, you to ask about, you know, what are some of the things that we need that families can offer. I mean, it just a stable, nurturing home environment, allowing children to just be loved, to be cared for. Families, you don't have to, you know, live in a big fancy house or, you know, have a whole lot of money, but if you have a lot of love, a lot of patience, all those intangible strengths that, you know, help nurture children and help them become, you know, just good citizens in our future and be and have that balance in their life. I think families often think that they have to be something so great, you know, this super family. But a lot of times there are families that are in our local churches or in our communities. We've had people who foster children who were football coaches, and families that were just friends and church family that offer that stability that children need, and just make children feel safe, make children feel like they're capable, lovable, and worthwhile. We want to, you know, build our children's self-esteem. Children come into care for so many different reasons, and often it's not their fault, but we do have to help them learn to heal from whatever traumas they've experienced. And you know, we have so many families, and hopefully families out there watching this, that says that I can provide a home for children, and I'm willing to work in partnership with Onslow County DSS and give children, you know, a safe home and work with the family until the court says it's deemed to return home.
And right, we've talked a lot about that too through the years, is the idea that always if at all possible, if the circumstances are right, reunification is so often the goal, right? Is so often the goal. Now, with foster families, they also take different forms. You have long-term placements, but you also have respite foster families. Talk a little bit about the role of those families versus that long-term, and why they should obviously go through this same training, but they're providing a whole nother piece of the puzzle for that foster family as they're going through this process.
Yeah, so with the respite piece, of course, we do like the longevity of the long-term placement, but with the respite families, even just taking kids in for the weekends and allowing them to do some of the things that they do in their community, like play football or basketball, or just stay in some of their, you know, their friend groups, because when a child is brought into care, it's a traumatic experience for them. And it's important for us as a community to, even if we provide just that a week-long, 2-week-long time frame for them to come and get acclimated with this new life, essentially. I think it's important for families to come and just provide that short-term experience and give that love during that time as well. But respite is very important, and it's also needed right now as well. Sometimes we might just need a placement just for a few days or until court is finished, so yeah.
And also it gives our foster families a break, because there are times where, they may, just need a couples break, or sometimes there are situations where emergencies occur and they may have to go out of state, and because the child may not be able to go, it just gives the foster parents an option for additional caretaking.
Well, that's just it. We all play a part. We all play a part in making sure that the children of Onslow County are their happiest and their healthiest. And you all help equip foster families, whether they are long-term placements or respite, or families who might just need to call somebody for some help, DSS and the work that you all do to build strong families. Alexis, for folks who would want to know more about the Department of Social Services foster care program, about the training and curriculum that you all offer, who might just want to have a conversation and say, this is something I'm thinking about. What should we do? How can we reach you?
So we do have a connection to the county website. We have a landing page there. We also do have a foster parent email address, which is fplicensing@onslowcountync.gov. If you send an email to that, myself and my colleagues as well have access to that, and we can get right back to you. But even just giving us a call, if you call and ask to speak to one of the licensing workers at DSS, then one of us can return your call and give you the information that you need in order to make the next steps in the process.
Fantastic. Well, thank you both. We all are part of raising this community, raising this next generation. And I thank you both for what you do, and I thank you for what you do for the children of Onslow County.
Thank you for having us, Lisa.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and always one of our favorite sweet friends, Tori Parks from Onslow County Public Library. Tori, welcome back.
Thanks, Lisa. Thanks for having me.
Tori, there are children everywhere.
Everywhere.
At our libraries, summer reading, full speed ahead.
Yes.
Leveling up, right?
We are leveling up at all of our libraries.
And it is a great fun. And you still need a few more readers. What do we need?
We do. So our goal this year is 1,500 participants. We are so close. We have exactly, as of this morning, 1,001 participants.
Okay.
So we need more people to register online. It is super easy. If you go into any of our branches and you see our lovely newsletter, in the back there is a QR code that they can scan, and it will take them directly to sign up to level up at your library for our summer reading program. If they are not in one of our branches, then they can go to ocpl.readsquared.com, and then they'll just find where it says summer reading program, and all they have to do is register, and they can register each member of their family.
So we need 499.
Yes.
400 to meet our goal.
To meet our goal of participants, yes.
But we're okay exceeding that goal, right?
Oh, 100%.
So we want to make sure that folks know, and that summer reading is for 0 and beyond. This is because as soon as we start reading, the better.
Yes.
And we want to avoid the summer slump.
Yes, we do.
And we want to go out and read our favorite beach reads, all the things.
All the things, and not to mention all the prizes.
And not to mention all the cool prizes.
Yes.
Now, not to mention all the prizes, but also all the fun, because you all are hosting a special guest at each of the branches.
Yes.
And this sounds like the coolest thing. Tell us about your guest.
Okay, so our guest, his name is Luke Vandergriff, and he is going to be putting on a special performance on July 16th at the Jacksonville branch at 10 a.m. and the Swansboro branch at 3 p.m.
Okay.
And then again on the 17th at the Sneads Ferry branch at 10 a.m. and the Richlands branch at 3 p.m. And what's amazing about him is that he is bilingual. He is a musical storyteller. But Lisa, the best part, he does homemade instruments out of recycled materials.
I love this so much.
Yes.
One, I love a musical storyteller, and then the fact that he's incorporated this idea of environmentalism and creativity, and this is something we all need to do.
It is.
If we want to go see Luke and participate in at one of the branches, do we need to sign up in advance?
So the only branch, just due to limited space, that you need to register for is at our Swansboro branch.
Okay.
And the sign up, you can either call or they have a physical sign up sheet if you just ask the front desk.
Well, the other really cool thing is it's being offered at all 4 branches.
Yes.
So you just can't miss.
You just can't miss it. I mean, there's no reason not to come. It's going to be amazing.
Now, we know that you all have great social media presence, great website presence, and of course, for those of us who still want to put something on the refrigerator.
Yes, we have our newsletter, we have our Facebook, we have our website, and of course, if you can't make it into one of the branches, all of our stuff from the newsletter is also posted on our website.
Fantastic. Well, Tori, it is always great to see you. It's great to see you today, and thanks for sharing all this summer fun as we level up at our libraries.
Level up, Lisa. Thanks for having me.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and we have a really important segment to share with you today. We have Carson Custy from the Onslow County Health Department. Carson, thank you for being here.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for having me.
We wanted to invite you specially because this is a really timely story. Just about a week ago, word was announced that there had been a measles case of a child in the Guilford-Forsyth County area.
That's correct.
Who had traveled into North Carolina and left, and we found out what?
So we found out that that young individual did test positive for measles at the State Lab of Public Health.
And this is really important because summertime, when we're all traveling around, we wanted to share some very important reminders about measles vaccination and prevention. So Carson, tell us what we all need to know top of mind.
Sure. So first off, measles is a highly contagious vaccine preventable virus. It is so contagious that if you have measles and you are in a room and you leave that room is considered contaminated for the next 2 hours. But I do want to highlight again that is a vaccine preventable illness.
Right.
So children receive their first dose around the 12 to 15 month mark, and the second dose is around the 4 to 6 year mark as they're going into school. So the main takeaway from that is this is a very contagious illness. It's not a new illness, but it does seem to be rearing its head recently.
Well, you mentioned, which is something I'd never heard, is how long the actual virus lives apart from the host, right? So you said you leave the room 2 hours?
Yep.
2 hours.
So for example, if you and I were sitting here talking and I had measles, it is an airborne transmission.
Okay.
So when I'm talking, there are virus particles that are coming out and suspending in the air, kind of like if the sun was shining through a window and you see the dust going through. That's kind of the same thing as far as the virus particles for measles.
Now, as you have said, this is a highly preventable disease through vaccination. Tell us about what Onslow County Health Department offers in the way of vaccines for our families.
Sure. So we have an excellent staff at the Onslow County Health Department. The immunizations group, they are excellent nurses. They have great leadership. But we are able to provide both doses of MMR to patients with very little to no wait.
All right. Now, when we get that vaccination, and as you said, very little wait, there is a time frame, but if we've not been vaccinated before, we've said, you know, in that 15-month range, and then when we go to school perhaps, but if we've not, we can still begin that regimen, correct?
Well, it all depends. So it depends on when you were born. So those that were born prior to 1957, they have what's called natural immunity. So they, at that point, have been considered to be infected. So when you are infected, your body develops its own immune response based on that infection. So that took place of the vaccine. So whenever the vaccine was introduced in around the 1960s mark, at the beginning of the 1960s, it's a very, very effective vaccine. And we saw a large decline in cases for measles after the introduction of the vaccine.
But if you're 10 and you've not been vaccinated, you can come in and get vaccinated.
Right. So if you're not vaccinated on schedule, we can definitely get you caught up and get you back on schedule.
Well, that's sort of the question. I'm sorry, I sort of didn't say that exactly. So if you're not exactly on the schedule that is pre-prescribed for us, we all have our vaccine, I don't even know, we still have our vaccine cards, our vaccine sheets, and our vaccine records and everything. There's always that timeline. But if you're not on schedule, that can happen. You can still go in.
Yep, we will get you up to date.
Is there anything, one, our health department provides these vaccines. Two, this is a preventable disease through vaccination. What else would you share with families about the dangers of measles if we're not vaccinated?
Sure. So measles can potentially be deadly. Mostly what you'll see is like an initial prodrome of cough. You'll have a runny nose and runny eyes, conjunctivitis. And then that usually lasts for 2 to 3 days. And then after that, there will be a rash that appears that starts usually in your hairline, works down your face, around your ears, and then down your body, and disappears in the reverse order. So what's important to know is that if your child is experiencing any of these symptoms, please call your pediatrician or any provider that you intend on going to before you go. This enables them to make sure that they protect their staff and they're able to continue to operate at full capacity. And this also gives the provider a heads up and kind of clues them in even before you get there of what their process is going to be for providing your care.
Very good. Well, Carson, thank you. Again, if we want to know more, how can we best reach our Onslow County Health Department?
Sure. So you can call the Onslow County Health Department main line. It'll be provided below.
Okay.
And they will make sure to get you connected to me, and then I can, either myself or my staff members will be more than glad to answer any questions you have.
We thank you. We thank you for bringing this important message to us for the protection of our children and our families and our community. And we thank you for sharing this.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us now is Carter Metcalf, Onslow County Planning and Development Director. Carter, thank you for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, Ms. Lisa.
So, over the last couple of years, Carter, we visited multiple times about Horizon 2040 and the needs of our community and the growth of our community. And the one thing we know is that with that amount of growth, we're always trying to look for efficiencies. How can we better help our citizens get what they need and the processes that they need to move forward? And your department has really made a significant change toward that growth and assistance with growth and development, and that is a new portal. I want to talk all about when it comes online, how do we use it, and how do we best share this with our other residents?
Absolutely. So off of our main website, we have a portal. It is our Citizen Self-Service, or CSS. We have a circle that you can click on. And so we've had this portal, but we've recently undergone an upgrade. So starting July 1st, residential permits will now be available online. You can fill it out any time of day, as well as also an online payment option. So we're very excited for our citizens to be able to engage with us in this new way that's convenient for them.
Now, if I want to build a house, right?
Yes.
I go to that portal, I go to your website, I go to that portal. What type of information should I be prepared? Because that's part of the efficiency too, is having my ducks in a row as the builder, that I can answer all those questions.
Absolutely. So the system will help guide you. There'll be basic information we need about where you're building, who is going to help you do it. Having a site plan, having building plans in the system is designed to help guide you through it. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to us and we will be there and available to help you. Once your permit's ready for issuance, we'll invoice it to your account. Then you can log on, pay it, and then we'll send the permit to you electronically. Coming down the road, we'll also be unveiling commercial permits as well as also our land use applications, such as subdividing property or asking for a zoning permit.
I just want to know, first and foremost, we're getting ready to launch this, right? This will be launched July 1, so today is we're beginning our conversation.
Absolutely.
And then going forward, have you had any customer input yet? Obviously, it's just going live, but I know you all have shared this a little bit. What are the thoughts?
We've had some great feedback from citizens. Lots of folks are very excited about it and excited for us to be taking this step forward. And we've been doing a lot of testing and trying to work out all the bugs. And so we appreciate everyone's patience as we're working to get it up. And if folks run into problems, please let us know. They can reach permitting at onslowcountync.gov or give us a call at 910-455-3661. Give us a call and we'll help them figure out what's going on and how we can best help them.
Fantastic. We're excited to see this. We know that your department has been leading the way because we want to get in front of growth.
Yes.
We don't want to be playing catch up, and this is a rapidly growing community, and that's one of the things that Horizon 2040 is all about. Is growth is inevitable. Mm-hmm. This is a great place to live. This is the community of choice, and we want to help make that as easy as possible. Carter, one more time, tell us about the portal in terms of ease of use.
It is incredibly easy to use, and you can just log on, and again, the system will guide you through it. There's a bunch of different options you can select, and again, all of our residential permits will be available online. We've updated it, and it's much faster than it used to be, so it loads quickly now. And as our customers are working through that, if they want to come in, we're going to have workshops on July 8th and on the 10th for folks to come. We have a sign up that's available, but if you miss it, just let us know and we can always schedule a time for you to come in individually and get some training from our team, as we want everybody to feel comfortable with it, whether that's in the month of July or certainly the months and time to come. We're going to continue to work to improve it and make it better, because as you said, part of growth is not just planning for the future, but also handling the daily operations, which is going to be a big part of this portal for us.
Fantastic. Well, Carter, thank you as always. Thank you for always being innovative and thinking forwardly for the citizens of Onslow County. We appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Lisa.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and here we are with Emily Baker, creator of this beautiful exhibit. Emily, thank you for inviting us in today to hang out in the museum.
Yes, I'm so excited you guys are here.
So tell us about this exhibit, its inspiration, and when and how our families can come see it.
Ooh, okay. So inspiration is where we live. So right here in Onslow County, so our natural landscape, we've got some beautiful pictures behind us, and that kind of was the inspiration for this exhibit. So we wanted to talk about the plants and animals that call Onslow County home. So this is our interactive hands-on exhibit for our kids that are here in Onslow. And they can come visit us anytime, Monday through Friday. We're open from 8 to 5. We're open on Saturdays from 10 to 4. We are a Blue Star Museum, so we offer free admission for military families. They just need to bring their ID and just so we can log them. And then we also offer a Family Fun Summer Pass, and that is a $15 fee. And as long as this exhibit is up, families can come anytime they want. As long as we're open, they can come and play. Just show us the Summer Family Fun Pass. And then, we charge this regular admission is $2 for adult and $1 for kids. And we say our kids are from 3 to 18. So they can always just pay,
Right. So when I think about families coming into this exhibit.
Yes.
On a day when it's 100 degrees.
Yes.
This seems like the perfect way to be out in nature and yet not.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right? And tell us about some of the features and the animals that you picked for this exhibit.
Okay, so our animals that visitors will see are going to be all of our state animals. So the bird is our cardinal, so we've got some fun facts about them. The salamander is our marbled salamander, and so I think that's kind of interesting. People don't naturally think about a salamander, but he's here. Okay. So we've got some good facts about him as well. So any kind of creatures that represent us, North Carolina, are going to be here.
And the best part about visiting the museum this time of year, getting out of the heat, is sometimes people think museums are supposed to be sort of quiet and reverential. Not this gallery?
No, no, no. We want you to come and play. We've got bird sounds that are going to go off, and we've got toys for the kids to play with, and it is very much pretend and interact with what we have here.
Well, fantastic. Well, this is a beautiful exhibit. It invites people to explore. You did a great job. I love all the animals, and I have to ask, did you have a favorite?
Oh, well, yes. Unexpectedly, I liked the possum.
Okay. Well, come and meet Emily's possum friend and all of their other friends here at the Onslow County Museum. Emily, for folks who want to know more about the exhibit or how to visit us, how can they learn more?
Oh, okay. We are on social media, so they can go to our Facebook page. Just type in Onslow County Museum. You're going to get us. We're also on Instagram, and then also our website. Just type in Onslow County Museum. We are the first thing that pops up.
Fantastic. Well, thank you. Again, thank you for inviting us. We feel like we're outdoors.
Yes.
Just no mosquitoes.
Right.
Thank you, Emily.
Thank you.
As always, we thank you for joining us for Onslow County Today and for staying with us for 25 years as we tell the stories of our Onslow County government and the services that are provided for each of our community members. Today, we spoke with so many wonderful guests, sharing with us, all the services that are available. We invite you to visit our website, follow the county on social media, look forward to all kinds of exciting new things going on in your Onslow County. And as always, we want you to get out and explore your Onslow County today. We'll see you next time.